I call it the 15-minute city.
Being able to walk from home to a grocery store, doctor's office, playground, or school. Not just a list of things people often look for when buying a home, but goals the city of Edmonton has for all neighborhoods to become 15-minute communities.
Where you can find employment and entertainment and recreation and retail amenities within 15 minutes of your front door.
Councillor Tim Cartmel describes the 15-minute communities plan or district plan as a shift in ethics for city planning, as Edmonton looks to be a more livable city and give residents more options.
The World Economic Forum, or WEF, published an article about the popularity of so-called 15-minute cities and presented this deceptive picture of Google search trends for the term as evidence. As you can clearly see, this search term wasn't popular until recently. More importantly, the recent spike in popularity is not due to widespread support, but widespread opposition to this controversial idea.
It all starts right at the top of the city plan in the first of 5 big moves under the innocuous title, Greener as We Grow.
The UN has projected that 80% of people will live in cities by 2050. The UN is concerned that this will lead to an unsustainable increase in consumption. Controlling this consumption seems to be the primary motivation here, and it's arguably guaranteed that the people living in some districts will be able to consume more than others.
What's a district? Most of the time, we either think about where we live in terms of our neighborhood or the whole city. In reality, we live on a scale somewhere in between. You live in one neighborhood, your favorite coffee shop is in another, and maybe you walk your dog through a few more. That group of neighborhoods where you spend a lot of your time, that is a district.
The catch is that the UN's consumption projection also assumes that the population will grow by 2.5 billion people by 2050.
This will take time. After all, the city plan's vision happens at 2 million people. It hopes to have 50% of all new housing built in our developed neighborhoods, with 50% of all trips made by walking, rolling, or transit.
City Council declared a climate emergency in 2019 and instructed staff to update the city's energy transition plan to the 1.5-degree level of ambition in the Paris Climate Accord.
During the WEF's aforementioned discussion about 15-minute cities, the panelists discussed how different cities will have different rules for different districts. In other words, the rich will remain free.
This is the first official plan, in Canada at least, that embeds its carbon budget into its plan. And that's a big deal because it means that everything within the plan has to be working towards that goal.
Some of the biggest criticisms have come from within the 15-minute city movement itself. One area of issue has been segregation. Dividing cities into districts will guarantee that the poor stay poor and the rich stay rich. Some would say that's the entire purpose of the plan.
Urban planning has been getting some negative attention online. People sharing a map of Canterbury, UK, claiming it's Edmonton's plan to lock us in our neighborhoods, something the mayor calls misinformation.
Edmontonians are very smart and sophisticated people who understand and not believe in these conspiracy theories being promoted on the social media.
This nonsensical conspiracy theory thing that's happening, and understand what we're talking about. I live in a 15-minute community.
Is it just me, or does it feel like someone out there is using Orwell's work not as a warning, but as an owner's manual?
Congratulations, you are now hackable animals.
Well, shit.